guys, it is Lori here.
Hi, it's Matt.
It's Matt on a Matt Monday. Welcome back to those of you who've been tuning in with us. We are talking today with Matt about our book, An Impossible Marriage, and his parts in it. And Matt, I got one question for you like I do on every Matt Monday, and it is this. I'm noticing something, and it's probably even in my own self too, to be honest. I'm noticing in birthday posts in particular, often from wives to husbands, wives compliment their husband more than anything else on their steadiness. It's something like, I'm a hot mess express and I'm so emotional and you're so steady. But I think that there's something happening here where, well, I'm just going to ask you, Matt, why is this maybe unhelpful, maybe even unhealthy in our conversation that we started last week about men and emotions?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's well-meaning, but it's not necessarily helpful because it's reinforcing something that maybe I will just say for myself, I innately am drawn to, just keeping it steady, keeping things very under wraps emotionally. I am learning to step into my emotions. But if the only thing you ever came to me and said complimentarily toward me was, I'm so glad you're steady, that would just reinforce my thought that, wow, I need to be steady. I can't be volatile or have any like messy emotions. I have to just keep things very on track, on point, stoic.
Yeah.
And it's not always that way in me. And so as we are learning this whole emotional garden, I am learning to express emotion. You are learning to deal with my expressed emotion. I think one thing that's been very helpful is the fact that you've been able to receive me. That even if my emotion is negative, like I'm sad or I'm lonely or I'm feeling isolated or something like that, even if it deals with even our relationship, I haven't felt you think, well, you haven't become dismissive of it, or you haven't just like squished it down or said you shouldn't feel that. And so I feel like one of the ways that you are learning is that the little emotion that I express, you're allowing it to just be, to be there, which teaches me that my emotions are safe. And as I'm kind of tiptoeing into this place, you're not just saying, well, you should be here, you should be here.
What about for the husband, wife, man, woman who's watching, friend who's watching, but the man maybe only feels negative, angry emotion. So he's willing to go there and maybe nothing. I'm guessing that's probably what you see. So what about to the wife who's like, well, okay, my husband isn't steady Eddie. I would take that. He's volatile Ted. I don't know. So what would you say in that dynamic? How would you advise the husband to maybe explore some of those other emotions in their heart and how the wife can cultivate that?
Yeah, so anger is what is called a secondary emotion. It's an emotion that we feel on top of an emotion that we don't want to feel. And it often comes out in this aggressive posture where it's very demonstrative, very demanding, not even necessarily super loud or volatile, but just terse.
Yeah.
And what I would say is oftentimes when I'm working with someone who is expressive in that way, it's because there is a system that they live on where they are passive. There are things that are being left unsaid which continually feed into this need to become somewhat aggressive. What
would be the unsaid thing?
Usually, well, it's this passive place. Usually it's a feeling of powerlessness or futility that might come out in a relationship or in somewhere. But important thing would be to recognize that, okay, they might be feeling angry or they might be expressing anger, but somewhere underneath there is a different emotion. And there's a lot of ways to really help someone get there, but you can't force them to get there. You have to give them space to get there.
This is a great start to a conversation that we're going to continue really helping to cultivate the hearts of men in particular during these Matt Mondays, and how we as wives and as female friends can help to draw out these beautiful hearts of our husbands and friends. Guys, if you want to read more, check out An Impossible Marriage. There's a link in bio right now. 30% off and free shipping with InterVarsity. Thanks so much for joining us. See y'all next week.